Microphone check, microphone check. Yo, what's happening? It's Mr. Aaron. I know I probably shouldn't start off like that, but whatever. I'm going to play around. Anyways, I'm going to actually crack down on dating apps and actually the people that go on there. And I know it's my fault for going on there believing there's true love when all I keep finding are women that aren't really real with themselves or anyone else. Now, should I give away the names of the apps that I use or the websites I use? I'll have to talk to a lawyer. You guys let me know. Please post comments if you do want to be realistic. And I know I'm a jerk to some people I attack. Life is too short. I just actually have fun with a lot of people. Some of you guys, when you cross the line, though, I just can't stand that. Anyways, so for these websites, these apps, a lot of these girls, unfortunately, are Chinese. And they're from China. Some will have raised their kids over here. And maybe the ex-husband has paid child support long enough, but that money is starting to dry up. And now they're desperate. You're going to come across a lot of them, unfortunately. They're going to ask you what your financial status is or your background. I usually tell them the same thing. Well, what do you do? Is your money long and strong? You know, how long can you hold if there was a drought? Oh, when everything was closed, I was living off government assistance. Well, then, excuse me, but I was still working. I thought you said you were strong. You make all kinds of money and you're wealthy. Well, then if you're wealthy, you won't be complaining about that drought. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Some of them, unfortunately, are here. They're not legal. And that's the scariest part. Again, they're using their kids as anchors. And they're getting the access to some of these government assistance programs and so forth, which is not fair to those people who actually have lived here longer or since day one. Like I said, some of them will say they have a lot of money, but in reality they don't. Or they'll show you their properties and so forth, what the value is, and supposedly they got screwed over by their ex-husband, everything got taken away. All these things come into consideration. They make a lot of stories to us men, and they try to tell us, you know, they were rich, they had extravagant life, don't worry, they'll work hard. Now, one of them, unfortunately, I came across, I don't know if I can give names away, but she works for an eyelash company, eyelash extension. Well, I know for a fact that wasn't open during the close and everything was shut down. It's not fair for her to say what she's saying either. You know, that she has all this. That one girl that I was talking to, unfortunately, that works at the eyelash company. She wouldn't, because she said she wanted a serious relationship. So I said, okay, no problem. But then she also would not give up the dating app. Like she told me, for instance, that she enjoyed the attention a lot of you guys gave her. And she liked to read the stories and see who they truly were and blah, blah, blah. And right then and there, I knew she was sizing up my finances versus other people online. She wasn't looking at how super hot I was. Because unfortunately, in her eyes, which the saddest part is, a lot of them will call you handsome to hold you down for a little while. That's their key word, handsome. Okay, what else you got? Because I've heard that line already. Unfortunately, I've heard it too many times. I don't want to get into that one. But some of them don't like certain races. Oh, some of them don't even look like their photos. Like Emily was one of them. Who was the other one? There was quite a few other ones. Beata or Beatrice is her real name. There was a few other ones. They don't look like their photos. When you meet them in person, you go, oh, the other one was Eva. Eva looked thinner and taller in her photos, and when I saw her in person, she was heavyset, and I go, whoa, how old was that photo? What do you do for a living? Like, she was asking me my finances, and to be honest with you, she was living off of government assistance because her son had Down syndrome. I'm not being disrespectful towards her son, but what is she going to do? How are we going to survive in the future? Taking care of that kid, is that how we're going to get the finances and things taken care of? What about long term? Then there was also a like I said, the girl that worked for the eyelash company, the other one doesn't even have a job. She's living off of her savings. And some of them do the same thing. They live off their savings to see how far they can get by. Some of them got a couple years. But now they're stretching to the point where they really have to find someone. And that's what scares a lot of them. So they get desperate. Some of them want to pay you for things you do, services by sex. They don't want to pay you cash because they don't have money. That's the sad part. Is you can't get them to pay half and half on a lot of things. They'll pay for the expenses of whatever it might be. But like say, for example, if you're doing oil change for them or repave the driveway, they'll pay you for the stuff, but they won't pay you for your time. They don't believe in that. That to them is extra. You know, you should have found something cheaper. It's like, really? Oh, that's not how it works, but whatever. They have excuses a lot of times too regarding their translation, like their English isn't so great, and then they use a translation system that doesn't work properly sometimes. And the ones that we have over here too sometimes don't translate it correctly to them, or because you know if you have slang and so forth, that also screws things up. You have to speak proper English almost to them for them to understand exactly what you're talking about. Some of them will get paid cash in this country, which is unfortunate because that's a bad part. Bad part of that is now they don't have to claim it in taxes or W-2. That's not fair to those people who have lived here long enough and are getting the government assistance while those other ones, again, are still getting government assistance and getting paid cash. Again, that's not fair. There's other people that come in here for the same reasons, and that's not cool. Some of them also try to be anchor women because of the baby, so be careful with that, guys. Don't get tied up into it. Then they'll also tell you, too, some of them have actually told me that they want to live their life out in China after they get married to me or anybody else within like so many years, like 10 or 15 years. They want to go back. And you're like, wait a minute. Then why are you here? What is your sole purpose? I don't understand some of this. And they get upset sometimes when you ask them too many questions. That's the big giveaway. When they start getting upset and not being true, now they're probably going to watch this video and go, oh, we're going to copy all this information. No, but you guys are so obvious on a lot of the things. Phone numbers, by the way, when you guys get them, when you call them, majority of the times there won't be a voicemail. It just constantly rings. What they're giving you is a computer-generated phone number that they obtained from their country or from here from Google. Addresses, sometimes they won't be truthful on. I mean, there's so many other things. God, I kind of went over my whole list. They will tell you their date of birth. They won't show you their photo ID. They won't show you certain things. Like I said, they'll pay a lot of cash. They're trying to keep everything under the table. Or they'll claim they have no money. So, you know, watch out on some of that. One of them actually did pull out her card. I didn't get a chance to see it because it was so far away. So that's the only one that got away. But other than that, like I said, watch yourself. My name is Aaron. You guys have a pleasant evening.